Hi everyone,
What's up?
my name is Natasha and this is HALANSKi.
Yes.
You may know us from our Russian-speaking channel that is called the same way, Sales for Crips, just in Russian. Yeah, this is the first episode of English-speaking Sales for Crips with HALANSKi.
Sales for Creeps. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. Tell a little bit about us.
About us?
Yeah,
Not
who we
myself.
are.
Creeps.
Creeps, yeah.
Telling stories to each other. I mean, we are immigrants from, I'm originally from Kazakhstan, which is a part of USSR. Now it's, since early 90s, it's an independent state, part of CIS, which is?
Former USSR countries.
Yes, correct. Commonwealth of Independent States, right.
Nobody knows this.
Nobody knows this
Nobody
shit.
uses it.
Nobody uses this shit. I met Natasha when my family moved to Russia and I went to university in Moscow. And we've been together for 15 years. And we left Russia in 2014 because of Crimea crisis. We didn't like the political situation in the country and just want to move on. Kinda, change our lives. I found a job in Lithuania and we moved to Vilnius in 2015. Actually, 15. We were thinking to move in 2014, and in early, January 2015, we moved. And now we are living in the United States of America in Seattle, Washington, because I won a green card lottery, and I got the visa. Sorry for my accent, by the way. Clearly, I'm not a native speaker.
And tell about you. What do you do?
So that's what's about us. That's what about me. I'm an artist. 50-50. Okay, I'm a project manager working in IT in Seattle, and also I'm an artist. I make music. Different kind of music. Extremely eclectic. The part of this eclecticism of me, the huge chunk of it, will be represented in my new song called Ratings, which we are going to talk about today, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point of this conversation.
Yeah, indeed.
Because we can talk to each other every day for hours, but the people of the internet, right? That's the whole point.
Okay, so what the song is about?
Just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just a couple of words to introduce him more. I'm a beginner artist, so not very famous as far as you can see. But I have already released the song. You can listen right here or there in the comments.
It's called Drive.
It's called Drive. It's everywhere on the streaming platform. It's a pop song, synth pop song. I wanted to start with something easy for my listeners, but still my style of lyrics and my voice is mine, of course. The music is mine, so people can know me more through how I sing and what I sing, the lyrics I mean. Because music is, on my new upcoming album, I'll have two versions of Drive actually, and they will be completely different, two different genres, right? Yeah, they are drastically different, even though the lyrics and voice lines, how I sing is pretty much similar. Anyway, right? So
Ratings will be your second single.
Second single probably will be released by the end of October, closer to elections. Kind of related, kind of. And this song I want to say it's about Ukraine, because it is about Ukraine. But the freedom of interpretation, I would rather leave to my listeners. I don't want to tell exactly what this song is about.
Okay.
Because I think it ruins the surprise and experience of the people who will listen to the song. Even though I will give some hints. The song basically have 6 or 7 genres. I don't recall how many actually. At this 7 minutes 40 seconds or some shit. Long song, longer than Bohemian Rhapsody. Also it starts pretty slow, ended up pretty fast. Start from jazz quartet, move to rock section, move to hip hop, move to marching bands, move to electronic dance music section. There's a lot of it. So once it's released, I hope you guys will enjoy it. And you who will
I
watch.
think it's already released when we are publishing this video.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, damn me, I guess. So yeah, if you're watching this video after you listen to the song, good for you, because you already know what it is about. And the people who will listen to the song after this video, well, so this is a promotion song about politicians thinking about the ratings, thinking about the not themselves, of course, but themselves staying at power no matter what, and no matter how people should die for them to stay in position of power, and about tough choices every politician should make, in order to be a decent human person, I would say. Because, of course, politics represent the voice of people in democratic countries, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes people are thinking mostly about themselves because they have their own problems, and wars and all the troubles are far away, over the ocean, over the mountains, over the border, right? And people don't want to dissociate, themselves from other people's suffering, and just some other people cannot. And I think that politicians are one of them. They should be. I mean, if you are decent, if you are a good human being, right?
Yeah.
You gotta think about it. You cannot dissociate yourself, distance yourself, and only think about your own problems, because we live in the same world, right? And if we will be distancing ourselves away from other people's problems, like invasion, right? Eventually, this invasion will be coming towards us, and the more we tolerate things which shouldn't be tolerated, right? That's the fall of democracy eventually.
Yeah, true.
Not
And
like
it can
over
spread.
snap, but like,
it can spread
Yeah.
gradually. We saw a lot of this in Russia.
if you let bullies bully, they will bully more
Yeah,
and become more empowered to do it
yeah.
with other people.
And yeah, that's hard and fucked up for politicians, right? Because one thing, you rightfully say that many people are ignorant, many people care about their own problems, many people see inflation and thinking that this
Which is okay, don't get me wrong.
it's okay, yeah, but politicians shall think about a bit more, about a bit farther away, and security is one of the main purposes of the government existence in the first place.
Correct.
Yeah, and then it's a balance between like keeping their
yeah.
ratings and keeping their electorate happy.
And also keeping them educated. But
Yeah.
you are distancing yourself, because maybe it's hard for your mental health to thinking about people, kids and women and everyone died there, right? But they are at their job to deal with it, because they are our. I mean, I'm not a citizen. I didn't elect anyone, but like people here, like they elected them, right? Elected these people to power, right? It's like, I'm not an electrician, right? I will not give any home advices how to fix your shit at like electrical related,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And I would rather trust it to
To a
professional, or I would get educated.
Mhm.
By this professional who came to my house and explained me shit, right? Or by getting the knowledge. But I will not say, I mean, I'm not stupid. And for a fact, I know I have no knowledge about it. Technically, I am stupid because I don't know this stuff, but I'm accepting this fact. And I'm trusting politicians to do the right thing, right? So, and I'm choosing the best electrician I have on the market, to fix my shit,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, anyway, I don't want to spoil more stuff, but about the song. Just listen,
Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, Herr Kanzler, Monsieur le Président.
and think for yourself. I think the song have everything for everybody. Whatever genre you like, it's there. You just got, if you really don't like one of the genres, right? You just have to wait until it's done, you know, and then just enjoy the other part. It's 7 minutes, 38 seconds. You probably like some of it, you know, and eventually it will grow on you and you'll like everything. How it was with me, you know.
With your own hot song.
Yeah, of course. I mean, hip hop section was tough.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a huge fan of hip hop.
Okay.
But it growed on me. I was working with my producer, and I mean, that was something, you know, to work on this song. It was a lot of fun, a lot of difficulties, how to sew together all the different genres so they will be transferred into each other organically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and like having hip hop section was, for example, right? It was tough, as well as electronic section. But I think me and my producer have a decent job sewing it together. And yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, and I have a few questions for you, not about the song, but about the topic itself.
Mhm.
So, firstly, you said that many people are ignorant, right?
Mm.
People don't care.
Enough
and,
people are ignorant, I would say.
Yeah, and also like the more it lasts, the more distant people become because like at
Oh,
first it was a shock for
And
everyone.
exhaustion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exhaustion led up. Why do you care? Why do you think it's important to care?
First of all, I'm Russian, so I know how country was deteriorating over time, getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Uh,
And what happened? Like, tell people. Some people don't know what happened in Russia.
I mean, technically, Russia was never free. Never, ever free.
Probably, yeah, like maybe for a few years.
For a few years.
a
Like,
little bit.
motherfucker.
They don't like situation in Russia as well.
Or they are bots.
But
They were paid by
Russia,
Putin.
Russian
Shut the
bots?
fuck up, you know? 15 rubles
not letting you
per
speak.
comment. Yes. Anyway, so Russia was never free, even though people can debate. But like, from my opinion, right,
Mhm.
from my perspective, and Natasha can confirm, Russia was never free. It was like maybe like 10 years
Mhm.
max, maybe
Yeah.
15 years max. Russia was actually some sort of democracy, and
It was 10 years when it was moving towards democracy, not the opposite direction.
for the first time in the history,
Yeah.
basically.
And it was 90s. It was like almost 30 years ago,
Yeah.
like 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, and I see by myself how country was, shifting right again, like
Shifting to the right.
to the right,
Mm,
radical,
okay.
radicalization,
Like to conservatism.
conservatism, and then
radicalism.
to authoritarianism, right?
Okay.
Putin being the guy, you know, and
And how did you feel it? Like freedom of speech or like where?
well, I get the fuck out from 2014
Yeah.
from Crimea crisis.
Yeah.
People let him take it, right?
Yeah.
And
And Crimea was a part of Ukraine that
Yes,
was taken
and
by Putin.
people in other countries let him take it, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that was already the red flag. You know,
Yeah.
where is this going? If you taking someone else's property, it means you are a thief in a way, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not unpunished, right, it means what stop you from taking more eventually,
Yeah.
right? So that's
And you find a lot of justification of why you do it.
yeah.
And people,
I was for a glimpse of a moment in time. I was persuaded it was justifiable. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking maybe at least I understand why they were doing this, right?
Mhm.
Military and government for a brief moment of time, right? But when I opened my eyes and start evaluating and rethinking and analyzing, right? But even they convinced me a little bit.
Mhm.
But it took me some like half a year, maybe less, to realize how wrong I was and how wrong are they. You know, were they? So, and after Crimea, everything was getting like worse and worse. Taking rights one by one, and and after war, it's just like complete. I will listen to a complete like train to not to hell, but back to USSR. Basically.
I think it's worse than USSR
Worse?
now. Yeah. Because USSR had some kind of like,
I don't think it worked because there's no concentration camp yet. like work labor camp and some shit like Gulag.
Yeah, I mean worse than end of USSR, not worse than
no,
beginning
no,
of
no,
the
no, 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 no,
USSR.
no. Yeah. Anyway, so the whole point is I saw how country collapsed,
Yeah,
being a failed state now.
yeah,
Even though we pretend it's not, everything is good. It can be, but on the long run, right? From a humanization of the world, right? That's a huge step back, right?
Mhm. And how they teach kids in the schools. That's the worst part of it, I think.
Yeah,
Except for the war.
and don't get me wrong. And what people in power in Republican states want to have it too, in a way, right? Like
Yeah.
less education, people with less level of education means more controllable crowd, right? So I can see some patterns, right? I'm not gonna lie.
And it's not even like
Wait a
less
second. I'm not gonna lie. You probably will see it where I'm going, right? I am not pro-right. I'm not pro-Trump. I cannot vote. I'm not a citizen. I'm a green card holder, right? But and probably if Trump will come into power, I will get fucked for it. But anyway, I will say it anyway. I'm not pro-Trump guy, and this song was a part of the attempt to change people's mind. Even though I'm not fucking famous, so probably it will not change even even a single mind. By the time it gets released, I hope it will, right? But in this state, if it just boom locally, we're already pretty blue. So whatever. And I'm not saying that the Democrats are the best decision maker in the world. No, I'm not. But like, if you're choosing between the fucking evil and the people who can develop and grow and make and like change their mistakes, I would rather not, be on the side of a fucking evil fascist guy.
Yeah, yeah,
You
true.
know?
And what you said about control of minds and lesser level of education.
And if you're watching it and you really want to say some shit in the comments, right? You better just fucking close this video and let people be. Why spend all your time on a fucking some guy in Seattle talk shit about Trump, right? Just close the video, bro. You don't need it. And that's it about this stuff. So come on.
Okay. Yeah, you said about education. So you said like lower levels of education. I don't think it's lower levels of education. I think it's a very different type of education. When you educate a person who can think for themselves, who can make decisions for themselves, like independent people, versus when you educate people to be controlled. Like to educate people who are used to others saying them how to think, how to act, what to do, etc. So, and this is very scary for us indeed, because we saw it in Russia and we start to see it here in Republican states and probably on federal level as well with Trump's ideas and MAGA ideas.
Not only in Republican states, a shit ton of people will vote for Trump here anyways. Like,
yeah, true.
People in Western
True.
Washington, outside of the Great Seattle area, in Seattle, we have neighbors. We have a neighbor who was a Gen 6 participant. She
Yeah,
was.
right.
And she recently died in self-defense incident. She got shot to death,
Yeah. We didn't know her personally. We just read about her in the news.
Yeah, but like a neighbor,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And everybody knows she was in Gen 6, the capital.
Okay.
Anyway,
Getting back to Ukraine. So
Yes.
you said
why I
that
care?
yeah, you don't like conservative radical government. That makes sense.
Yes.
But why do you care about the war in
What
Ukraine?
I'm Russian, so I know what the conservative radical government. I mean, conservative is one thing.
Yeah.
Radical conservative, it's different,
yeah, true.
right? Conservative is fine. Don't get me wrong. I understand the need. I understand everything with conservatism, right? And like, I can disagree with some Republicans Party members' policies, but I don't consider them evil. I'm saying
Yeah, and we are not radical left either.
we are not radical left either. I'm more like left centrist myself. So I think we need to not to rush with the changes. Sometimes we gotta sit down, listen, and implement it more
Gradually,
right? Anyway, so and being Russian myself, when the war started, right, it was tough for me personally because I feel ashamed right? That my countries began the worst event in modern history,
Yeah.
and they opened the door for any other fucker who wants to fuck around with the world, established world, right? To
You mean any
let-
other
let-
dictator?
any other dictator, let them into the party,
Yeah.
right? It's like free invitation. And for Russia, the more other people will jump in, like with North Korea now, for example, the more the better.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part. And Natasha didn't believe that war started in February. It took her like 4 days to fully realize that this actual war started.
Not 4 days, like 1 day. But yeah, I did
It
not.
took 4
I
days.
did not.
It took 4 days because I remember her. I mean, completely understand that this is not a special military operation or some shit. That's actual war. I realized it pretty quick, like in the first 3 or 4 hours. Natasha, it took her some time, maybe 4 days, right? But yeah. And
it was just too shocking of an event for me.
yes, for everybody, I guess, at some point. And yeah, being Russian and this stuff is it's like I don't know. It's like being second generation of German people when the Second World War started. How guilty they were for their relatives who were participating. You know, and it didn't took me a whole generation to get it. I know from other people's example from history, and I just feel like it. Just felt like it, and it was tough. And I wanted to do something about it, but I couldn't. I didn't have enough skills as a musician, and political songs were always tough to create for me because it's really hard to relate to someone else's problem. Don't get me wrong, I feel very compassionate about what's happening in Ukraine, but to write a song about it, right? Not being there, but to help them somehow.
Yeah.
And it's not a song about yourself, how you feel.
Yeah.
It's about a song how they feel. It took me a while to understand that.
But you actually were writing a few songs. They were not released, but you were writing.
That these songs were not about Ukraine.
They were about the war.
Or about the war. They were about other people, maybe my own emotions. But this song is not about me.
Yeah. Okay.
And my songs are extremely personal, either about me or what I feel. And this song is not what I mean. It's technically what I feel, yes, but it's more because it came from my mind anyway, right? But it's about how our people feel and how I want my listeners to feel. This song is all about emotions. And for example, for Republicans, right? For people who support Republicans in the upcoming elections, right? Feelings sometimes more important than actual facts.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
right? I'm kind of in the mix. I mean, I of course I accept facts because they're facts. What can I do about them? I can change the facts by like influencing the world, right? But they're facts nonetheless. I will create another fact after my influence, right? I can do nothing about the fact of the fact existence, and feelings. That's what sharpen my intentions. You know, it's like a tool which I use to achieve something, or minor inconvenience or major inconvenience. Depends on the feeling. But yeah, how can I change people's mind, raise awareness, being Russian? Also, maybe people won't trust me because I'm Russian, right? Anyways, in the first place. But just let them feel what people in Ukraine might feel. And the more I share the more I share my song with people in Ukraine, it kind of, you know, what keeps me going, right? Hear from them that, yeah, I have PTSD after listening to your song in a good way. If it could be in a good way, you know?
Is it a compliment?
I don't think so. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, we're saying it's in a good way, right?
Yeah.
But some people could be triggered by the song after living the experience, right? But it's in a good way.
But it resonates with them,
It resonates with them, yes. And I think I got it. Me and my producer, we got it. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's why I care, because I don't want this shit happen to any other country in the world. I care about people in Ukraine because we have friends there. Not only that, but because it's just pure suffering there, unjustifiable suffering. And because I feel ashamed of being Russian, even though thousands and millions of Russians will tell you, but I am mentally challenged in a way by saying I feel ashamed about it.
Yeah, they will
If it's
think
appropriate,
that you're a
if
traitor.
if it's appropriate word, I mean, they will use something way more severe about my mental capacities and abilities. But anyway, I feel ashamed being Russian, especially being raised by people who saying never again about the Second World War and
Mhm.
any war, you know,
Yeah.
in the context of Second World War. And now the people there saying we can repeat anytime, bitch.
Oh, how
You
this
know?
message changed. Like for the context, when we were raised on the stories of the Second World War because it's like was very important for the Soviet Union. And all our childhood, we were told about the Second World War with the words "never again." And now they say we can repeat. That's how the message changed during
Insert
this
coin
30
to
day.
continue. You have 9 seconds. Insert a coin. Right?
Yeah,
Like an arcade.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
Okay. Was there any special event that made you write this song, or it just grew on you?
You know what? I don't remember.
You don't remember?
At some point, this special events happens like every fucking week.
Oh yeah.
Like child hospital, like any other shit.
Ahmadiyat Hospital
Like-
theory tells about this, like the 8th of July attack.
It just keeps happening, and I felt like I finally found the right word to use in my song. I mean, I'm like narrative based songwriter. I mean, like I have a story and I have visuals in front of me, and I want to describe it with music. And I think I got this image, right? It's like a video clip, like a video of the. Imagine, right? You have a video clip without music, but all these scenes are done mostly, right?
Mhm.
And then you want to do music for it. Usually, people create music and then do videos about it, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it was kind of opposite. First, imagery, and when I use music to describe it, like as a language to
Okay.
describe what I see in my
Uh-huh.
head.
Yeah. So you create the imagery, right? Kind of video clip at first, right? And then you write the lyrics, or then you write the music, or like what do you do? Tell us about this creative process.
I write usually music and then lyrics. It's really hard to do
The opposite.
the opposite, but I still do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And this song was so much like half a year back. I don't remember. No, I don't
Okay.
recall. I think, judging by the song structure and judging by the not the complexity, but like the lyrics are not there in this song. It's not much. In 7.5 minutes, there is not much of lyrics,
Mhm.
and they repeat itself a lot, but in a good way, I guess. And it's not like I did it intentionally to repeat itself, because I tend and I like to use less lyrics, less words to describe what's important, and sometimes repeating the same shit several times by changing the background or context,
Mm-hmm.
like music, right?
Yeah.
In this case, or the way you sing it delivers the message with the same level of depth as adding more and more lyrics to describe the
It makes
situation.
sense. Yeah.
Yes,
So the music carries the emotion.
the emotion,
here.
yes, and the lyrics are just it's like a final touch, you know.
Okay. And tell about recording. I remember it was a challenge to persuade your producer to do it, right?
Producer, yes, my producer didn't want to start recording this song, and it took me a while, at least almost a month, I guess.
Why didn't he?
It's a political song, And what he told me recently is when you start working with clients about political stuff, you don't know how it will develop. It could overcomplicate things. Not like I'm a extreme MAGA supporter, but you never know, and you don't want to spoil the relationship, right?
Oh, so he was afraid that you may
So
have different
they are
political
over
views.
political. I would
Okay.
say they are extremely political. I mean, my sound engineer and my producer,
Mhm.
and they was kind of uncomfortable working on some political topics because it could lead to internal and heated conflicts in a studio.
Mhm.
That's why.
Okay. Oh, I did not know that. But
Me neither.
yeah, I see. Okay, but you happen to be the same political views, right?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
And then he was not that knowledgeable about Ukrainian conflict, right?
No,
He knew
I don't
the
think so.
basics of it.
No. He was the first person I educated about the conflict.
How does he feel now? How does he feel about the song?
From his words, right? That's fucking awesome. And he's very proud, and it's one of his best creation. Ours, his, mine, best creation. made
That's
so far.
cool.
Yeah.
And what's your part? What's his part? Like, what does he
So-
contribute?
Yes, I'm not the multi-instrumentalist. My producer is, right? And we have I would say unique relationship, but we are not a band, but we still operate like a band. So we don't perform together,
Mhm.
right?
But you create
it's
together,
it's
right?
my song, but we do create together a lot. And from a third party view, right? People tell me, like, ask me a question, Yuri, can you play whole song by yourself from the very end to the beginning, to the very end? I would say no. I
Mhm.
can sing, yes. I can play some instruments, yes, but it's just too complex. There's a lot of stuff, and yeah, I need a band to fully develop the same emotion and passion as an original version,
Mhm.
because my version will be very acoustic, wildly, one guy in the guitar or one guy in synth
Mhm.
playing. It's not the same to get to the people's mind as the song is doing. So yeah, I bring an idea, usually a rough demo of the song, full lyrics, the bass melody, and the imagery, right? This video clip in my head, the
Yeah.
music video. These guys again, Russian bots. Sorry, they're not. They're cute sometimes when they don't eat pigeons.
Pigeon
rats.
heads.
Huh?
Yeah, we once saw a seagull that
In Poland,
that cracked pigeon's head
And-
neck and the head.
and just like fucking gobble
Yeah,
it.
that we were just astounded and petrified, and we stayed there like watching it happen.
Yeah, after that, I don't trust seagulls. Yeah.
Yeah, like pure act of cruelty,
Yeah.
like Russian orcs.
Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, Natasha. Anyway, so yes, I come with the idea, and then we develop it together, like let it blossom, the idea,
Okay.
and he is very talented, as well as my sound engineer. They're very talented people, and I trust them with what we have there after the process of the work, after months of creation, and yeah, I mean, it's the way it is. We're not the band, but we work like a band in terms of creating shit,
Mm-hmm.
producing music.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else you want to say to the listeners?
Of my song?
Yeah.
About the song or what?
Yeah, to your listeners.
Try not to cry or cry. It's up to you. I cried a lot when I was making it, when I was listening to it. It took me a while to stop crying, actually. I think,
Me also.
yeah, I think it took me several months. When there's one special point of the song, which I will always cry, and I was close to crying. I mean. But yeah, try not to cry or do cry. It's up to you. I hope you feel what I try to convey with this song, what people in Ukraine overcome almostly every single fucking day. By the way, cover art is made by Ukrainian artist. That's her Instagram if you want to check out. Extremely talented girl. Like her very much. Nice working with her. And I did it on purpose to find an artist in Ukraine who can help me with this task.
There is also a message, like a war message recorded by my Ukrainian friend. Special thanks to Maria. It makes it even more sad.
Yeah. Oh, Maria. Both of them are Marias, by the way.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Two Marias work at the one song. Both of them Ukrainian. That's kind of cool coincidence. Huh? Okay. Not intentional, by the way. Yeah. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope it changed people's mind.
Like someone's mind.
Someone's mind, yeah. And it's not only about in case Trump wins, right? In case like the worst scenarios happen, right? Scenarios happen. What's happening inside the country is one thing, right? Even though people won't have abortion being banned across whole states on federal level, right? And other stuff being stepped back 1,000 miles for the progress. It is a humane and a Christian thing to be to stop suffering of other people.
Yeah.
And even if you support Trump's policies, and if you believe that this guy will stop war, right? And if you believe that this guy will end suffering for majority of people, including the people outside of US, unless you don't give a fuck, then you're gonna fuck yourself, right? But if you do care not only about yourself, but you do care about other people's problem outside of US, right? And you feel that the politicians being elected is not delivering in terms of ending wars, not starting new wars, you better think twice if you have an option to vote again for them and be deliberate. And the second thing is, if you can do change, stand up for people suffering and for people dying and do something about it. Please do.
Yeah.
Do something. Don't let the bad guys or dictators or authoritarian governments win.
Yeah.
Because if they win, we'll lose.
And it's true. Yeah. For now, people in this country have their voice. People have the ability to say something to the government and to influence political decisions by speaking up.
Yeah.
These things are very precious, and these things, they don't go away in one day, but they gradually go away.
Yes.
If the politicians are allowed.
And we saw it with our own eyes. And we are not citizens, so we cannot vote. We cannot change shit. We're legal immigrants. We're legally here, green card holders, but still, we are not citizens, right? And we can change something, but on very limited level, I guess. And don't let them shut you up. I can respect your choice, who you trust. I can respect your choice, unless it's, of course, making me killed or my wife killed, your choice, or some other shit happened. But I can respect it. Don't put your guard down thinking that these guys are some sort of magician. You still need to monitor the progress and be a decent person, at least on the high level of shit. I'm sorry, actually at low level of shit, like people dying unjustifiably.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have any questions? Drop them in the comments. Ask us on social media, and subscribe to her channel.
Yep.
Natasha is
The
a good
immigrant.
person. The immigrant. She's a good person. Good wife.
Yeah.
Good human being.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, if you have something to say about your song, about the song, about Yuri's song.
Or your song. I mean, if you have any about this
Yeah,
topic,
true.
why not?
Also put in the comments. Press likes if you like it.
And the weather really wants us to finish, so we better fucking finish it.
Yeah, okay, bye guys.
See you guys. Bye.